everybody I know who's married right now, they're married to broke ass. And they don't care. We don't give a about your money. I couldn't care less about your money, okay?
With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show.
I think we got it. Karen Tradwife TikToker uses a slur, gets instant karma. I didn't even know what it meant. Woz had to tell me in the break. Jordan, our extraordinary showrunner here. So you saw the video. This Karen TikToker Lily Gaddis says the N-word during the video. We need more, though, of an explanation. Tizzy N, TikToker, of course, he posted what would happen next. You're going to enjoy it.
So myself and others made videos about Lily Gaddis and what she does online and what I perceive as rage baiting. And I thought she really doesn't care, except for the fact that she had deleted her LinkedIn, which told me that she probably didn't want the company that she was working for knowing what she was doing. And then last night on Twitter, she made this post. Oh no, I just got fired. #mob. Honestly, I read this and I was like, until I see your company state something. But then the company put out a statement. They talked about how they were very upset when they saw what she was saying, how that does not align with what they believe and what they represent. They talked about how she didn't have access to any clients, which I'm sure is important to them anyway, but they didn't have access to clients. She was immediately pulled aside. And the takeaways are the employee in question is no longer with her company, so she has in fact been terminated. But more importantly, there was another piece of information that seemed interesting. And that was the statement, we are owned and operated by an African-American female and an immigrant-owned business. And in that video, not only does she say that word, she also says disparaging things against immigrants, specifically women, saying that they're the ones who are gold diggers. But I see the people who are like, oh, that's too much. It's too much to happen to her over one single word. It is not one single word. It is a pattern of behavior. For example, this happened last night, just in response to one person. And there's a lot of this kind of stuff on her profile. And just in case she applies at other companies that maybe don't realize and think this was a one-off incident, in the aftermath of that, rather than learning any kind of lesson, stuff like this was done. That was her tweet, and then this account, Animals, indeed, we all have your back. And she says, hell yeah. Who is that was retweeting her? Aryan HQ? As in this white supremacy propaganda pushing accounts on Twitter that supports the Aryan race, the master race theories, and posts plenty of stuff in line with that. And she saw a retweet from them and she was like, hell yeah. And you might be like, well, maybe she doesn't know what they're about. Oh no, I'm fairly certain that she does because she follows them. So she should be well aware of what they're all about. And when someone pointed that out publicly, she told them to S her D. So, classy on top of everything else. Now, she's still crying about death threats, but like I said, I don't agree with that. If you make threats of physical violence against someone like her, you're no better than she is. But just so we're clear, that's not like a one-sided thing. These are just 3 recent ones I quickly grabbed to show. But I got a ton of these after posting a video about her. Some of these, though, they alternated in fat and Jew as well. But aside from those 2 words, it's pretty much all just those words, just over and over again. Like, they have the vocabulary of a poorly trained parrot. On the surface, it looks like she's suffering the consequences of her actions, but with her leaning into it, I wouldn't be surprised if in the near future she got offered like a correspondence job at Newsmax or Fox.
She called Kid Rock. You maybe know some people to introduce her to. If you're going to be unbothered and so, forceful with it, stay 10 toes down. Don't, I just got fired. Lily Gaddis, who was a part of the Tradwife community on TikTok and boasts 50,000 followers on X. According to the New York Times, a Tradwife, short for traditional wife, is a woman, typically conservative Christian, who prefers to take a traditional or ultra-traditional role in marriage, including the belief that a woman's place is in the home. In response to the controversy, her TikTok account was taken down by Tuesday evening. On her other social media accounts, she showed no remorse, as Tizian noted for us, for her comment. Instead, reshared posts from right-wing influencers who rushed to defend her hate speech. I do find that the white woman who does this is often protected, and her intentions, her ability or question, well, maybe she didn't know. Oh, it did, woe is me. Lily knew. This is who she is. I don't know why people work so hard to try to debunk it. These are her writings. She showed us who she is. These are her words. She would also post this in response to her firing on X. If my freedom of speech taken, they'll be coming for yours next. That's not, nobody took your freedom of speech. You said what you said. And then other people said what they wanted to say. And then your company said what it wanted to say, which was, hit the road, Jack. You're out of here, Lily. And don't come back. That's all free speech too. It just is, why don't people like Lily understand there's consequences? Yeah, the company said, I can show you better than I can tell you. I think they told her first and then they showed her. And then they showed out and they made it public, just like she did. She would then mock the Black community. You still keep going, Lily? Thanks, Black community, for helping to launch my new career in conservative media. You all played your role well, like the puppets you are. Oh, she's trolling us. Okay. Then she would laugh at a racist reply a user would post in response. We was puppets. Okay. Y'all got to get a hobby or something. I've been encouraging people to do their own version of diss tracks. You don't get to be as good as Kendrick and Drake and go back and forth and put it all on the line. If you're too busy, why are you worried about Lily and supporting her and tweeting back to her? Hone your craft. And who you calling a puppet? You the trad wife. I mean, you're the one who's saying this is all I'm about. Wozni, does she get on my nerves? I'll cop to that. Yeah. I find her irksome. But is she relevant? In my view, no. I know people with more than 50,000 followers. Okay. And they're smarter and they're saying better things. They could be bots or Putin's friends. I don't know if all of this is real, but this woman is quite frankly a fool. If you don't care, why are you taking down your LinkedIn woes? Why are you deleting things? Okay. And you're taking down your TikTok. What are you talking about? And I don't believe that Fox has gotten around to you. There's other races ahead of you that Fox will bring on before you. I don't know that her platform is big enough that they'll even put her on that. What's that spinoff? Outkick, whatever the spinoff is, the sports one. But I'll let you take it away. I really do want her to lose that cross necklace. But then again, this is what Christians are doing. Maybe Rudy will call her. Anyway, I've said a lot. I don't even know half of what I said, but I want you to respond to this.
Praise the Lord. No, the confusing thing for me, Sharon, is that I was under the impression that trad wife was short for traditional wife, which would mean was short for you don't work. You don't have a job to get fired from. You actually stay home all day. You're busting suds, you know what I mean? Cleaning the dishes, scrubbing the toilet, making the food, doing the laundry. You're homemaking. That's what these people are glorifying in this quote unquote trend. And honestly, most of their jobs, the popular one, is just being an Instagram influencer where they document themselves crocheting and stuff like that. So just by that definition alone, she's frauding. Like the fact that you had a full-time job calling yourself a traditional wife, I'm lost. Now, the racial epithet that she used, the trolling on the
Yeah.
internet, it's hard for me to get riled up by some rando chick online who had a meager following and all of that. She's making a clown of herself.
Clown.
Retweeting the Aryan Brotherhood or whoever the hell she retweeted. Like, this is just pathetic and sad. And obviously she's not a person of consequence. I'm just more upset that where the real trad wives at? They the ones that should be upset.
Yeah.
They the ones that's not
Yeah.
hiring nannies so that they can stay home and wash their husband's drawers.
Thank you.
Where they at?
Yeah. And we're not buying that this was your master plan. We're not the puppets. I
Come
like the way
on.
you said clown. We're not the puppets, Lily. And this is not part of your master plan. Okay. So stop it now. Stop it. You may actually have to go find a real job and do some things. Not to say that, you work in home, do what you want to do. I think everybody should do as they choose. But I don't know why you have to do it at the expense of others and tear other people down. Maybe you don't have any other real talents. I'd like to say that that's probably, I think I hit the nail on the head. Don't have any real talents. So even the trad wives aren't claiming her. You're right about that. They've had enough of her and her nonsense and her bots. Have I left anything else out, Woes? Did you want to button it or? She got 50,000 followers. Okay, I don't even know if she might have
Her
paid.
conservative media career. Like, you know what that's gonna consist of? She's gonna be on somebody's Twitch showing feet soon. That's basically what her conservative media career
Tucker's
is
not
gonna
even gonna
redound
call her.
to.
He's not gonna call her for his little podcast that he's doing. She's not. Sit down, Lily. Sit down. And you have several seats. But good luck with your bake-off.